Hello, my name is Gold Olalekan Joseph. I'm a career filmmaker. I produce, I direct, I write scripts, and I'm also a serial entrepreneur. As for business, I run the Afrigos Film and Media Academy currently, which is acclaimed Abuja's leading film school, running short courses and diplomas in film and television production in various departments of film and television production. My foray into film, I started from stage drama back then in churches, and I made my first film in the year 2001, titled Life Imprisonment. I personally wrote the script, and I directed and produced also. Of course, trust me, every gospel film back then was, if you are the owner of the film, you must be the producer, director, and several other things, the alpha and the omega of the film. Some still do that anyways. But then, made a film in the year 2001. It wasn't easy making my first film, but I didn't expect it to be easy, so I had my mind all prepared. Howbeit, what I met was way higher than my preparation. In terms of funding, the film was self-funded, and family, friends, and everybody around, rallying around, hey, let's support our own, let's support our brother, and all of that. At the end of the day, we still couldn't finish the film. I was owing the cameraman. When I say cameraman now, I didn't shoot on digital camera, because then what was in vogue was the analog camera. So I shot on SVHS, if you know what I mean. If you were of that generation, you will understand. Super VHS was what I shot with, that heavy box with that you can't replay to see if there was an error or not. Even the post-production was such an analog process. So I remember I was owing the cameraman 20,000 naira, and then he had to hold onto the rushes of my film for maybe 8 months thereabout until I was able to gather that money, and then I went to him, he released the rushes, and I made for Ijebu Ode, where I met my friend Sean Jonathan, now in Canada, who was the one that edited the film for me for another maybe 30,000 naira or thereabout. The film was a success, yes, for a start, saying that was my first film. To the glory of God, it was a success. Every person who saw that film wanted to see more, wanted to see it over and again. I do remember giving a complimentary copy to evangelist Mike Bameloye, and he didn't have time to see it until his wife pestered him to. That was according to him. He said his wife kept saying, "I've seen this film, this brother in Abuja who asked you to see his film. Please do see his film." And eventually he saw it. Maybe after several months, he sat down in his office one day and saw it. And on that hot afternoon, he called my line and said, "This is your first film. Wow, this is impressive, and I'm definitely recommending it to cable stations to stream, because the point where you're starting from is the point that some of us got to 20-something years after we started." And I said, well, to God be the glory. I want to thank God for the success of that. We moved on from there, but then I am somebody who thirsts for world best practice and excellence in everything I do. So that made me to go seeking knowledge and trainings here and there, updating oneself and stuffs like that. And eventually I realized that I'm more passionate even about human capacity development in the film and creative industry, much more than even producing film. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I don't like producing film. I have produced a couple of films in recent time, and people who saw them were like, man, these are great projects. My most recent film, Sparrow, was premiered at the 16th Abuja International Film Festival, and the hall was fully sold out. The cinema hall was fully sold out, and same with Preacher's Boy and several other projects. So, but then I spend the year round, building a film school, building, let's have a place where young people can come and old people alike, people who are seeking a side career, people who, their first love is actually in the film industry, or the film, business. But somewhere along the line, they became administrators, they became something else other than, a celebrity or an icon in the film industry, and they want to trace their way back into the industry. They are looking for how, then they can come in via the way of knowledge. So Afrigos Film and Media Academy was birthed. Years ago it was Zenith Film Institute, still in this same town, Abuja, and we did great things with, people we have trained. Some of them are out there as, big names in the industry, even bigger than our own names right now. So, but then, to say, whatever it is that you want to do, you watching me out there, don't delay. Don't say it is too late because of your age. It is never late for you to start anything. Yes, there is time and season for everything under heaven, because a retired man at 60 cannot go enroll in a football club to build a professional career in football. That's for sure. But then, the story of the man, the Kentucky Fried Chicken man, KFC, who started above 70, and today KFC is a world name. So don't you ever tell yourself that it's late. The point where you discover yourself is that point. It is that point that you start and you begin to, pursue your goal with every rigor. Howbeit, I saw a line or, listened to a sermon a few days ago that struck me like whirlwind. He said, early to rise. One statement from that man of God, he said, early to rise, early to shine. So if you rise at the age of 12, good for you. Please start shining as quickly as possible. I have a 14-year-old daughter that I told a few days ago, whatever it is you want to do, you have your father's support. I will support you. But then focus on your education. But come to think of it, it's not even the education, that makes, the biggest of the biggest names, around the world. The richest, the Bill Gates are not made by the conventional education. So encourage that child of yours. And even if it is you at your middle age, at your young age, at your teen age, pursue your goal. I told the host of this show, I said, look, if you brought me here to talk because you consider me to have arrived, then you got a wrong candidate. Because I do not consider myself to have even started anything at all. As far as my career is concerned, I'm just doing rehearsals. I'm just warming up. I haven't even started anything. So, but if you are looking for a resilient go-getter, or someone who is brutally committed to purpose, then you have me. If you call me, I'm going to answer. And that's why I'm here. So I want to spur you, watching me out there right now, to, go after your goals. Whatever it is that is your first love, your dream, what you want to become in life. A wise man said in his book, if you have not discovered what to die for, then you are not fit to live. So what can you die for? Go out there, pursue it. Obstacles are normal. Roadblocks, speed bumps, they are normal. They are things we meet on our everyday life. But when you are driving, what do you focus on? Is it the small mirror that keeps you looking back, that shows you your rear view, or the big screen that shows you your forward movement? You should decide which one you want to look at. I meet a lot of people who claims they are pursuing their goal, but what they are looking at is those small side mirrors by the side, or the center mirror that is showing them their back. They want to do a little thing. They say, oh, the last time I did this, I made a mistake. Oh, the last time I did this, it didn't work out. You keep looking back and you expect to forge ahead. No, it doesn't work that way. Look at the big screen that you are provided with that gives you a clear view of the future, that gives you a clear view of where you are going. That's how it is in driving a car. And another strong thing that has been a driving force for me as a person is don't live rough. If you are going somewhere, you're truly going somewhere, then don't live rough. The reason a lot of parents in Nigeria today would not want, parents who are very conservative, would not want their children to get into the creative industries because they believe it's one industry that is very rough. The film industry is rough. How will I allow my girl child to go, build a career in acting or something? No. Look, it's not everybody in the industry that is rough. I've been in this industry for 2 decades plus. And by the grace of God, I am not rough. I'm not a saint. That's not what I'm saying. And I know I'm not the only one who is not rough. Again, there's a saying that struck me like a whirlwind. A couple of days ago, I stumbled on it again, and he said, "He who does not have a spare tire doesn't drive rough. He dodges everything that is on his way." So if you don't have a spare life, if you don't have a spare career, don't live rough. If you're in this industry, in the creative industry, you will definitely meet roadblocks. You will meet disappointments that will almost run you into depression, that will make your friends to say, "Hey, let's go, let's have a life, let's have this kind of life, that kind of life." But then, you should have your focus on where you're going. So people, whatever it is you're doing or that you want to do, go for it. Meet obstacles, overcome them. Whatever success you make at any point in time, don't make it your mattress to sleep upon. Make your success a springboard that will catapult you to the next level. How about the disappointments? They should also be your motivation. I love it when people castigate or mock at me when I'm doing something, because that keeps me on my toes. And I encourage. If you have not done something, people won't even have something to criticize or to critique you about. So if you're doing something, if people are critiquing you, it shows that yes, there is, what you are doing is making impact. So go out there and fulfill destiny. Go out there and fulfill purpose. Pursue your goal. If it is in the film industry, if it's in the construction, if it is the art, whatever industry it is that you have found purpose, please pursue it with every rigor. It doesn't matter who does not support you today. They will all come back. I had a family member when my mom died 21 years ago. I was much younger, way much younger. And I had a family member who said, "You don't want to go to school. That's why you are doing this. And before you know it, in a very public place in Ilorin, if you know post office in Ilorin, he gave me a hot slap in the presence of people who were following me. And they wanted to. I said, "No, he's my elder brother." But today, he came back and said, "Oh, now I know you know what you're doing. We have achieved some milestones. I have some British Council certification, World Bank certification. To what I do. Have done some projects and won achieved some feats. That is, a source of encouragement to anybody who ever thought then that this young man is not serious and he doesn't, he doesn't look like he knows what he's doing." So please, young men out there, young ladies, old men, you're never too old to do it. You're never too young to do it. Face your purpose and pursue it with every rigor. And it's going to emerge. You're going to emerge a success someday. Once again, my name is Gold Olalekan Joseph, and it's my pleasure motivating you this way. Thank you, Aspheric TV, for giving me this opportunity. God bless you. My name is Gold Olalekan Joseph.